Question 3. What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? As I have previously said in my treatment, Appendix 10, my magazine will be sold nationally. Therefore, my magazine will be owned by a multinational media conglomerate. The conglomerate I have chosen is IPC. This is because I have said in my pitch that my main competitor will be Kerrang. I think it would make more sense if my magazine was owned by a conglomerate other than Bauer, as Kerrang is a subsidiary to Bauer. The benefits of having IPC as my chosen conglomerate is that they own NME Magazine, which is a nationally sold magazine and is popular amongst young audiences. This means that Chaos could distribute in a way of advertisements placed in the NME Magazine. This will help draw in the young audiences, which in fact is the chosen audience I have based my magazine on. NME also has its own TV channel on Sky and Freeview, which are two of the most popular digital satellite TV. Therefore, advertisements for Chaos could be placed on an NME TV channel. This is known as synergy. The advantages of selling my magazine nationally is that there is more chance that the readership will be high. Also, because my magazine will be sold nationally, it will reach different types of audiences, again boosting up the readership. My magazine will also be recognised more frequently up and down the country, and if my magazine is deemed popular, then the magazine itself can make a lot of money if being frequently bought by readers. There may be a better chance of having more loyal readers, and they may in fact subscribe to the magazine as well. The disadvantages of selling my magazine nationally is the competition. As I have previously said before, Kerrang is going to be the main competitor for my magazine. Because Kerrang is very popular amongst my chosen audience and they have loyal readers, it may be difficult in gaining a larger readership than Kerrang. Another disadvantage is that there is more chance of Chaos being reviewed and may even be criticised. This is because if my magazine is sold nationally, it will be recognised more, which may attract critics to review. There could be a slight chance of the magazine being badly reviewed, therefore the readership will not be high. The advantages of selling my magazine locally is that I could aim my magazine at a niche audience. My magazine may receive less criticism if it is not recognised. The disadvantages of selling my magazine locally is that my magazine will not be recognised by a large amount of the population, therefore my readership may not be very high. Therefore there will be no chance of beating my main competitor in the readership race. Also, selling my magazine locally, there will be less chance of making a large sum of money, as it will only be sold to readers in one particular area. The advantages of having my magazine be the product of a multinational media conglomerate, such as IPC and Bauer, is that my magazine will be distributed more by using sister magazines. This is known as synergy, as several magazines are working together to gain a larger readership. Another advantage is that my magazine can be distributed on different media platforms such as TV and radio. Therefore, audiences who use different media platforms other than magazines will be reached by advertisements as well. This gives me more of a chance of gaining a larger readership. Also, because the conglomerates are multinational, there is a good chance that my magazine may be recognised and even sold overseas. The disadvantages of having my magazine product being part of a multinational media conglomerate is that because there is a chance of my magazine having to advertise for sister magazines, the readers may seem attracted to that particular magazine and start buying their magazine, making my readership shrink. In some circumstances, synergy can have a negative effect on my magazine and have a positive effect on another. An advantage of having my magazine sold independently is that my magazine won't have to distribute any other magazines. Therefore, I won't lose readership due to that. A disadvantage of having my magazine sold independently is that there won't be any synergy created because the magazine won't have any sister magazines. Therefore, my magazine may not be recognised as much as other magazines that are owned by a media conglomerate. On the other hand, if my magazine was going to be sold locally, then selling my magazine under an independent publisher may seem more practical, but the whole production process for my magazine may be more expensive due to the fact that the publisher is independent. This means that there could be a chance of not gaining a good profit. Therefore, having a conglomerate produce my magazine will be cheaper, therefore I can gain a much larger profit. As I have said in both my media pitch and treatment, my magazine will be sold in all chain shops. such as GT and Spar. My magazine will be sold in independent shops as well, e.g. local corner shops. I'm wanting to sell my magazine everywhere I can because there will be a good chance of my magazine being recognised by the readers, therefore bringing in a large readership. Also, selling my magazine in chain shops is good because the shops are built in nearly every major city and town in the country. Again, this could make my magazine more recognisable, which could mean that my magazine will gain popularity. It also seems logical to sell my magazine in chain shops because my aim is to sell my magazine nationally. This could mean that there is a good chance of synergy to occur. This is because advertisements can be placed in shops and on their websites to persuade the readers to buy my magazine. Advertisements of shops can also be placed in my magazine as well.